Hi, we're here with Andy Cuevas, representing a law firm who's gonna give us the support for EB-5. He's our preferred lawyer for our EB-5 program. Just let us know a little bit more about our project and associated with EB-5.
The EB-5 program, EB-5, EB means employment-based, is a procedure that exists in immigration law which allows foreign investors to obtain the U.S. residency, basically doing a loan. The foreign investor invests in a company that we call the fund, and the fund lends the money to the developer, and the developer uses the funds for construction purposes. And based on that simple structure, it really is a relatively simple structure, they obtain the U.S. residency. And what's very attractive to these foreign investors who want the U.S. residency is that they don't have to buy their own business. They don't have to buy a pizzeria and create employment, because, to be clear, who can afford to do the EB-5 is someone who's very successful financially in what they're doing in their home country. And they don't want to start something new in the U.S. I've had my success in Italy, in Colombia, and Argentina. Let me lend money to a developer, create jobs pursuant to the EB-5 program based on that loan, and let me get the residency for me and my family. It's a great procedure.
What family members they can help with this EB-5 program?
It's one investor, one of the parents, or the spouse and their children who are under 21. Okay. And so, but what's good, when I say the under 21, it might take some time to actually put the residency in your pocket, but so long as they submit the application before the child turns 21, all those kids are included there. Their ages are frozen for purposes of the immigration process.
Got it. How long it takes to get an EB-5? The process is difficult. How easy it is?
Well,
what documentation they need?
That's a lot of information, but I'll give you the very short version. A lot of the clients are using what is referred to as just adjustment of status. It's when them and their family enter the U.S. They have to wait 90 days here, because you're not allowed to pursue a change of status during your first 90 days in the U.S. And then in the fourth month, they submit all the applications necessary to adjust from, for example, tourist to residency. And the benefit of doing it that way is when they submit all these applications in month 4, 2 or 3 months later, they obtain their work authorization and their travel document.
Oh, wow.
And that is almost like having the residency, because now they can live here if they want, they can go back to their home country, they can enter and leave, they can do whatever they want. The kids can go to school, what have you. And so if you do adjustment of status, their immigration benefit is in month 7 from entering the U.S.
Oh, wow.
But they obtain the residency. The residency itself takes a little while longer. It could be 18 months, it could be 24 months. But I say, who cares? Because you already have this document which allows you to act as a resident and reside here all the time if you want, or to be outside. And then the other option is called consular processing. It's for those people who aren't in a rush to be in the U.S.
Okay.
And they will do this procedure from outside the U.S. They can still enter and leave the country as a tourist for a majority of this time. And eventually they'll have an interview for the residency at the U.S. consulate in their home country. The adjustment of status could take 24 months to obtain, but there are many people who want to keep living in their home country, but they just want the residency in the future. So they do consular processing. Other families want to be here now, and so they do adjustment of status.
Okay, in our project, River District 14, we require $1,050,000 for the fund that will help with all the documentation and process for the EB-5. And also, they need $70,000 for all the processing for the regional. That is another fee involved in this transaction. And we give back to the customer $1,050,000 2 years after, when we're ready to deliver the properties or before this amount for your investor. What else you can tell us why we request $1,050,000 in this location?
The $1,050,000 is not a number created by River District. The $1,050,000 is a number established in the immigration law. If a river district was in more of a rural area, the minimum investment would be $800,000. But the river district is right in the heart of Miami, right off the Miami River, which is expanding. And pursuant to the immigration regulations, the minimum investment to participate in this project is $1,050,000. And with regard to the timing of return of funds, the strategy of River District is as follows. Once the project is done, the developer starts closing or selling all its units. And then the first series of sales has to go back to pay the construction loan, which is already approved for River District, which is very important. That means some well-known bank has already done their analysis and is satisfied in going forward with the project. And once the construction loan is paid back, then the loan from the EB-5 investors is repaid and that money comes back to the investor. So really the person is solely looking of having their $1,050,000 tied up in this project for about 2.5 years. It's not, other projects are saying, no, we're going to hold on to your money for 5 years. And
this is great about us.
That's right.
Yeah, we're going to return the funds in 2
as soon as we start closing on the building.
And we're 60% reserved, and we're ready to write contracts this week. We started with the contracts, so the projections for our project, it will be delivery the first quarter of 2026. Thank you so much for your information. I give you the invitation to all of you to contact your in-house for River District 14 and get more information. Which units we have at this moment? We only have 48 spaces for EB-5. So hurry up and get more information to how you can help your clients to get an EB-5 in this project. Thank you, Andy.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you.